Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna set up for our first rummage of the year. As y'all know, or if you followed along last year, my grandma lets me have a rummage at her house, like a stockpile sale, as long as I sell her stuff too. And of course my aunt sets up a little stuff, and so I sell their stuff and it works out perfect. So let's get started. So unfortunately I wasn't here the day they set up the tables, and this year, well, for this one, I've lost table space than I have ever had, unfortunately. So I guess I'm just gonna have to make things work. I'd rather have almost no table space than not be able to do it. So yeah, that's just how it is, and we're just gonna make it work. All right guys, so this is everything I have to set up. The 3 black and yellow are totes from last year that I had, and this bag is from last year. Everything else I brought today is newer stuff. That way I honestly forgot what I had here, and I don't want to overbring. Since I don't open till tomorrow, I have plenty of time to go home today and then grab some more stuff. So each tote is going to be a little surprise on what's inside. So I just ran into a problem. I was looking around for my pricing gun. I bought a pricing gun last year. It makes having a stockpile sale so much easier, but I can't find it. It's not with my, I have a box of like pens, pencils, all that jazz, and it's not in there. And I didn't take it home last year. I'm gonna scour everything like all around in my room at home, but I don't think I took it home, and I can't find it here, which means if I can't find it tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have to come super early and handwrite labels for everything, which is a nightmare, because that's what I did my first year I had stockpile sales. It is so time consuming. And yes, I could have generic signs for like all soaps, like $3 or whatever, but then people are more willing to haggle with you, or try to haggle with you, I've noticed. If it has a price on it, it's just easier, done deal, whatever. All right, so I set up as much as I could. I started to try to write some price tags with some blue tape, but it just wasn't going well, to say the least. So I got like 6-7 tags done, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. So I just left everything that I brought from this year, basically, and I'm gonna price it when I get back tomorrow. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, so you may be wondering how I keep things fresh and rotate my stock out. Well, obviously I know what I have here now, so I'll go home, grab a couple more things besides what I brought, and I mark them in a secret way. Anything that will expire, or anything like that doesn't have an expiration date on there, so like toothpaste and like the vitamins and like food and everything, I don't worry about that, because they all have an expiration date. But deodorant, I don't think does, and if it does, I'd be surprised, because I've never seen one on there. Yeah, just a lot number. So I always mark them, but I have a hidden way to mark them that people don't see them when they're looking at them, because it's hidden, and that way I can make sure I'm rotating my stock out, and that way no one's actually buying any bad items, because that would be my worst nightmare. Someone will come back and be like, this detergent I bought or the softener I bought is a clump in there. Also, I have these really cool boxes. Now this one's empty because I can't price anything to put in there. I mean, I can, but it's just gonna be a nightmare. But I kind of use it to group everything. So like the more expensive body wash I'll put out here tomorrow. But it's super nice, so I can group everything and keep it all organized. That way My first year, I've seen a lot of people just lay them flat, and I had so many that ended up on the ground that exploded, or people, kids knocked over. So I just put them in boxes like this, just so they don't go anywhere. Also, my aunt is trying to sell this TV, and I bet you any amount of money she's going to get mad because I have a couple of things in front of the TV. I put all the toothbrushes I'm going to sell here just in case the TV actually sells. Easy swipe up, put somewhere else for a minute, and then I can put them back. Alright guys, it's day 2, and I actually have my pricing gun. I don't know what I'd do without this. Like, it saves me so much time. Shout out to Coupons with Mary. She's the reason why I bought this, because she used one and she told me how easy it was. And she is amazing. If you don't follow her yet on Instagram and TikTok, she does like all the stores I do, plus Amazon and Dollar General. I used to do all those. I just don't have the time lately. So drop her a follow. Alright guys, we're right about to open. I unfortunately am opening an hour later than I wanted, but that's my own fault. So that's just what it is. So let's give you a quick tour. So all of the furniture and everything over here is my aunt's. Of course, none of it is priced. Are you surprised? No. We have this stuff, which is all nice and priced, because if it's not priced, it's free. And that's what I've told everyone, my grandma, my aunt. So, or this is acceptable too. So, but yeah, so this is their kind of stuff. Look at all these Winnie the Pooh things. I think they're cute. My grandma collects Winnie the Pooh, but she's got so much. It's a little ridiculous. But yeah, I think some of these are really cute. I also like Winnie the Pooh, but I'm a minimalist, honestly, ironically. So this is my kind of setup. So I have diapers. I haven't fixed this that much yet, but like this is your household stuff, pods, laundry, sprays, kind of stuff. That's my tables. I have to fix that. That's a mess. Then we have our pads, a little bit of food, deodorant. That's a mess. All those paper products, shave, facial kind of stuff, toothpaste, all that kind of jazz, body wash, hair stuff, shampoo, conditioner, all of that. So that's my setup. Yeah, we'll see how today goes. All right guys, it is around 11:30, so I've been open for about 2.5 hours. I am a little busier than I thought I'd be. A couple towns over is having their citywide today, so I had no clue if I would do well or do not well. So it was up in the air, but I did break the $200 mark already, which is super nice. So funny story, normally I can't sell pads or anything, and that's the most I've sold in like one day ever. Otherwise, like, it's just here and there, like 1 or 2 items. So not a lot, but a decent amount so far. Surprisingly, none of the detergent has sold. Usually I sell a lot of the detergent like first thing, and this time nothing has sold yet, which is fine. That's okay, but it's always different. It's 100% always different. So the only annoying thing so far today is my aunt is selling a lot of like breakable stuff, and I don't know how she got it here because I wasn't here when she like set up everything, but she left me with nothing to wrap things in. So I've been using extra bags, leftover wrapping from like a couple years ago, but look at all these breakable things and she hasn't left me with anything. I even looked under the table to see if like she had brought them in paper and put the paper in a different box or something, but nada. But she actually sold a lot. There was a lot more over here, a lot of really cute things. She sold like a kitty cat that I was eyeing. Of course I don't need it, so I left it, but I was like, if it's still there, I was gonna take it. But well, of course I would have paid her the quarter for it, but it's glass and makes me nervous. But it was cute. I kind of wanted it. All right, we're checking and we have a couple hours left. So I figured out why we haven't sold a lot of laundry here. A lot of people that have looked at laundry with other people say they make their own laundry with like the powder and stuff. So I follow, I think her name is Melissa on TikTok. She does like only laundry stuff. And I've seen her make videos about like homemade powder detergent and everything, and the way people think their powder detergent actually works is not right. It's like not correct, and I think it's kind of ironic how people think their clothes are clean but they're just not. But I guess if your clothes don't smell bad and you think they're clean, then who am I to judge you? I haven't sold a single diaper wipe, but I know like that's personal preference on those. And I don't have every size. I don't have a lot of those. For other things, it's just still slowly going, which is nice. I'm not mad. Haven't sold a single Persil though. I think that I had that same problem last time. Persil is a great detergent. I personally like it for like tougher stains, but I guess it's just a personal preference. A lot of my trial, travel, and makeup items, they're all 50 cents each. I'm not going to deal with that, but most of them have sold except for these. The ones we grab for free all the time, only a few of those have sold. So, alright guys, I realized I got home and I didn't record like an outro for yesterday. So I made probably around $300, which is low for a Saturday. But I had a couple people from Minnesota that actually were in town, which was super fun to talk to them. One of them mentioned that their biggest day for having yard sales or rummage sales is Thursday, which I thought was crazy because I wouldn't think Thursday would do well with people working and stuff. But they said that if you don't have a sale on Thursday, you're not going to make money. But I feel like where I live, that's Saturdays. That's made me think about it for a while, but that's okay. Sometimes we just don't do as well as we hope, but tomorrow's a new day, so hopefully tomorrow goes just as good. Alright guys, it is the final day of the rummage and it is definitely chillier outside right now. I wore shorts because I didn't look at the weather and it's like 40 degrees outside, so I'm a little chilly, but that's okay. I'm just gonna rearrange a couple things. I got like half an hour before I go put signs up and open, so yeah. So sometimes you get stuck with just conditioners because I don't sell them as a set. Like if you want to grab a set, there originally is a set for everything when I start, except for like the 2-in-1s. Usually what I'll do, like this, what I tried to do with my when I forgot my thing the other day, but it just took too long. But so I'll probably mark these down just to $1 just to get rid of them, since they are just conditioners. Like I'm stuck with quite a few, ironically, but just to not be stuck with them some more. I mean, I could like make a list and try to specifically grab them when the next like Dove deal is or anything, but that's just a hassle, especially since these are the older bottles too. I'd rather just have them out of my inventory, and that way I can always keep everything fresh and rotated. I don't want, like I said before, I don't want anyone to come back and complain that they've had like gross and nasty old stuff, even though like I know I rotate my stuff. I just don't want to risk that happening. So that's a great way to do. So if you have a stockpile sale and you don't sell them by the set specifically, it's a great thing to do. Now some people ask why they're $1, and I just explain some about the shampoo that would go with it, and I don't want it to sit here forever, so marking it at a discount price. And usually they'll buy it. They're perfectly fine with paying just the $1. So I just had a customer who came in and he's like, oh, another couponer. I buy from one in XYZ. And I'm like, yeah, bet you do, because I'm from there. And so I try to resell on Facebook Marketplace sometimes, but there's like 10 other couponers that also sell on Facebook. So it's very challenging for me, especially since I work third shift. And Of course, if you don't respond to people right away, they're gonna move on to the next person, so it's very hard. But anyway, so he looked at my laundry prices. That's what he basically only looked at, and then he laughed and walked out. But I've always sold the laundry at the same price, and I've always sold them pretty well, and I looked like, so I was like, well, am I just being delusional now? Do people sell them for cheaper? But I spent some time, like the last 10 minutes, looking in my area for any non-bundle kind of thing, and I feel like my laundry prices are still good. Even the bundled items I broke down like how much it is, but like per item, and or how much I would charge, like how much I charge right here today if I made that same bundle, my stuff is still cheaper. So I don't know what he's laughing at, especially if he buys from another couponer. But I'm not gonna let it bother me. It just kind of happens. People think your prices are outrageous, but as long as you're doing your research and looking in the area or the surrounding area, because people will drive for a good deal if it's good enough to them. So make sure you're doing your research. I've done my research. I feel like my prices are pretty reasonable, and in the past they've proven pretty reasonable. So just do your research for your area. So one thing I've noticed in the past that doesn't sell well at all, no matter like really how cheap I mark them, is like the body scrubs by Dove, which I don't understand because the body wash sells really good, and I personally like to use these on my feet because my feet get really gross all year round, so to help remove like the dead skin and everything. Am I just the only one who likes these? Like, does no one else like these? Am I just delusional? All right guys, we're at the 3-ish hour mark being open on Sunday, and a lot of people are looking at the salted caramel ones but not buying them, and I understand why. I like the taste of Butterfinger. I just hate how it sticks in my teeth, so I don't really like to eat them. I've made about 175. I did sell a little more, I believe, at this point yesterday, but Sundays are usually slower for me, so I'm okay with this because it is definitely better than nothing, and it's not that bad outside today, so I've been going and standing in the sun over there when I get some, like a chance in between customers, so it's been not too bad. All right, guys, I'm back home. I packed up. There was a lot going on at the end, so I wanted to wait till I got home to record, but I actually beat my numbers from Saturday, which is I've never done before. That just kind of proves how slow Saturday was, but also I had returning customers that came back from Saturday to Sunday, which was super nice. They brought more family, which I love because who needs to save money? Everybody. So that's always important. So for Saturday, my total was $330, and then on Sunday it was $344.50, which brings my total for the whole weekend to $674.50. Now, like I said, I had no clue how well I was going to do. I mean, the weather was nice. It was kind of windy, but like that's a favor in my opinion because then y'all stay cool, you're not overheated, and you can do more rummage sales. But a negative was a couple towns over was doing their citywide rummage sale thing on Friday and Saturday, so I thought I would get a lot less people just because everyone would go to that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching my yard sale. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next time.